Hello and welcome to Ascension with Nas. Today I'm going to be discussing the root chakra. The root chakra is the chakra of survival. The root chakra is responsible for your ability to provide yourself with basic necessities and to maintain a state of homeostasis. The root chakra is responsible for your physical strength, your health, and your vitality. The root chakra is necessary in keeping your spiritual being grounded and at a sense of balance and understanding with the aspect of yourself that is human. The root chakra is responsible for your connection to the earth, plants, animals, nature around you. A balanced root chakra is held by someone that is consistent and sure, someone that is able to provide themselves with basic necessities, someone who is physically capable and healthy. A person with a balanced root chakra is grounded and down to earth, and a person with a balanced root chakra is okay. I think I did everything for balanced root chakra. Next, I want to talk about someone who has an inactive root chakra or a weak root chakra. Someone with a weak root chakra might be somebody that can't live on their own as an adult. Someone who has trouble consistently maintaining their finances, trouble finding a job and like being stable. Someone with a weak root chakra is maybe physically weak. Someone that's unhealthy, has an unhealthy diet. Someone who is worryful and fearful throughout their daily life. A person with an a weak root chakra. So I want to also talk about the spiritual people who have a weak root chakra. I heard once a quote from Brother Youssef that said, "Don't be so spiritually high that you're no earthly good." A person with a weak root chakra as a quote unquote spiritual person, they may have their head too far in the clouds. They may be so caught up in their belief system and their spirituality that they don't account for the things that matter in their daily life. If you're a spiritual person, you should be you should you should be able to still maintain your basic necessities. A lot of people think that you have to sacrifice to be spiritual. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to be poor to be spiritual. You can you don't have to be poor to be spiritual. You don't have to be wanting and needing for something to be spiritual. Sorry, the video cut off. But what was I saying? So yeah, basically a spiritual person could still have a weak root chakra if they are not taking proper care of themselves. They're so focused on spirituality that they neglect themselves and they neglect their needs. How are you a spiritual being and you spend all day meditating, but you haven't taken a shower, you haven't eaten today, you don't pay your bills. If you're in a negative situation and you really shouldn't be focusing on spirituality if you haven't met your basic needs, because your root chakra is your foundation. It starts at the root chakra. So it's necessary that you fulfill the needs of your human body to a certain extent before you start to focus on spirituality. Next, I want to talk about somebody with an overactive root chakra. Someone with an overactive root chakra may be overly concerned with this earth, the things of this earth, and things that don't really matter as much. Somebody with an overactive root chakra may be too focused on finances, somebody that's like cutthroat to a certain extent, somebody who will do anything to get what they want in this lifetime when there are other things that are more important. Somebody that cuts off cuts off their family, cuts off friends, all to focus on themselves, focus on survival when they're not even in a position where they need to be putting that much intention on survival. So also someone with an overactive root chakra may be overly violent. They always want to solve things and with violence and try to control situations with violence and aggression. That may be someone with an overactive root chakra, someone that's animalistic and more simple minded. They can't see the bigger picture about things. That's someone with an overactive root chakra. So now that we have discussed the importance of the root chakra, how do we go about healing our relationship with the root chakra? How do we go about using these traits of the root chakra to our benefits? So the first aspect that I'll talk about is dealing with health, strength, and vitality. If you're someone who struggles with your physical strength, physical capability, something that you can start doing to impact your root chakra in that way is playing sports, exercising. Um, if you are not a person that is in the practice of, if you're not a person that is already in the practice of being healthy, being active, start slow. Don't try to go from level 0 and shoot straight to level 10. You have to be patient and slow with yourself when you're starting something new. Because if you try to jump too high at the start of your journey, then you're going to be sent back down. You're not going to be able to maintain it. So, if you're someone who is out of practice with maintaining a healthy exercise routine, um, something you can do is just start walking. Start walking um, at a reasonable pace. Try to walk like a mile a day. If you can't walk a mile, walk a half mile. Walk as much as you can. Listen to music. Look and experience nature. It's best to do this outside. Um, Even in the winter, it's best to do this outside so that you can really absorb that fresh air and get in tune with nature. Once you start walking, slowly progress, walk more, start to jog, and just pace yourself with and give your best effort, but still don't overdo it. Don't put too much of a stress on yourself at the beginning because it's gonna be too hard and you're not gonna be consistent. Being consistent is more important than doing the most. Being consistent is more important than doing a lot at once. If you run 1 mile every day for 10 days, that's better than you running 5 miles on one day. So run 1 mile, start small, and slowly build your way up. The next thing I want to talk about is sports. Especially if you've already played sports in the past, that's like a good way is to get back in the habit of playing sports. A lot of people, they don't make the team one time and then they quit a sport forever. But you can still play for fun, find ways to play for fun and be around other people who enjoy that sport just like you. It's a good way to get in tune with your body. And since your focus is on the sport while you're playing, you're not even going to be overly concerned with like the strenuous aspect of it. So you could run a mile playing football and you won't even notice. It's not it's easier to run that mile while you're playing, while you're doing something you love, rather than you're just running if that's not something that you like to do. The next thing I want to talk about is going outside, getting in tune with nature. When nature and Mother Earth is a big aspect of the root chakra, your connection to the earth. When you go outside and you get in nature, you connect with the earth, it's going to bring you that sense of groundedness, that sense of being in the present moment. You're not worried about materialism. You're not worried about your fears and the things that are stressing you out throughout the day. You're just in nature. You're breathing in fresh air. You're getting connected. Mother Earth will heal you. Mother Earth will strip you of all your pain, all your fear and anxiety, and it will transform it into something that is good. But Mother Earth will heal you from all your pain. Yeah, I want you to go outside, get connected with nature, stand in the grass, sit by a tree, go outside if the sun is out, go outside and sun gaze. I'm going to make a video about that because sun gazing is very important. But go outside, get into nature, sun gaze, meditate in nature, ground, and let go of your worries, let go of the things that you were stuck on. Let go of all that. Go into nature, get connected. That's going to heal that root chakra and balance you and bring you that sense of calmness, that sense of being in the present moment. The next thing that I want to talk about is meditation. Now, meditation connects with grounding. You can meditate inside, outside. A lot of people think that meditation is something you can only do with your legs crossed in a quiet room. That's not true. You can meditate standing up. You can meditate sitting down. You can meditate while pacing and walking. It's all about the place that your mind enters during meditation. So when you're meditating, I want you to focus on slowing your thoughts, calming and relaxing yourself, and focusing just on the present moment. A good way to do this is to focus on just your breath, your breathing. Just take deep, slow breaths like in and out, and just be one with the present moment. It's going to get rid of all those worries that you're having. The next time that you're stressing out about something, that you're worried about a test, or you're worried about a job, you're worried about your relationship, I want you to just take a moment and take deep breaths and don't think about anything. Try Thoughts will come to you while you're meditating, but don't focus on them. Don't take the thoughts to heart. Just let them pass through you and ignore them. And I want you to just stay in the present moment while you're meditating. The next thing that I want to discuss is shadow work. Now, shadow work is a very deep topic. I'm not going to get all the way into shadow work in this video, but I'll give like a baseline explanation of what shadow work is. So, your ego or your identity is built up over time since a child based on your influences and the people around you and the way that your consciousness interacts with that. There are many parts of that ego or identity, the shadow self, that we are unaware of. And these things that we're unaware of tend to affect us in ways that we don't understand, and necessarily we don't see up front the ways that they affect us, but they affect us in mostly negative ways. Shadow work is the practice of going into your mind, analyzing yourself, picking out those different traits about yourself that you were unaware of before, and healing those parts of yourself, understanding those parts of yourself so that they can no longer affect you in negative ways. So, shadow work for healing the root chakra, what you could do is analyze your fears, analyze the things that scare you, the things that make you worry. Why do they make you worry? I want you to ask why over and over again until you get to the bottom line of the answer. So, let's say you're driving your car and you do some type of maneuver, you make a right hand turn, and you notice that your heart stops, your heart stops a little, and you hesitate when you make that right turn. There's a little sense of anxiety or fear when you're making that right hand turn. Ask yourself, why do I feel that? Why do I feel that worry when I'm making that right hand turn? You ask yourself why, and you think, you start basic. You think, I could crash, I could hit the curve or something. But as you go deeper and deeper into the problem, you realize that it's this problem started when you were a kid and you got into a car accident, and ever since then you've had a fear of being back in that place that you've been before. So the practice of shadow work is analyzing the source of those types of issues, and understanding that you're not that child anymore. That car accident that happened one time, you're not going to let that affect you for the rest of your life. You're not going to let that worry you and put you in a state of fear for the rest of your life. That's unreasonable for something that happened one time. So shadow work, a lot of those types of situations affect us for the rest of our lives. Your shadow is built up of trauma and like emotional spikes and trauma. So it's about repairing those thought processes that stem out of those emotional spikes that happen to you. A lot of the times those happen to you as a kid. I'm gonna make a full video on shadow work because it gets a lot deeper than that. Another thing you can do for shadow work is look up different prompts and things like that. Um, you can find shadow work prompts online. Um, just type in shadow work prompts. Um, you want to look up something that is related to the root chakra, so fear and worry, finances and stability. Ask yourself, why can I not get my finances in check? Why can I not stay in line? Why can I not keep a job? Things like that. And deep down, you do know the answer already. But when you sit there with yourself, and meditation will help this a lot, meditation will help this a lot, is diving deeper under the surface, your surface thoughts, because you already know the answer to why. So shadow work is diving deeper. You can do this just in your head. Usually a certain emotion will trigger inside of you, and that's when you need to do the shadow work. That's when you need to do the work. It can't always be done beforehand. You might not always acknowledge all the places where you have conflict with your shadow beforehand. So as different emotions come up, and the more you meditate, the more you practice this, you'll start to pick these things out as they come up. You'll start to be more aware of those things. You're expanding your awareness of your shadow self. The next thing I want to talk about is frequencies and mantras. So, as many people know, but not everyone, the majority of the music that comes out today, if you go on like Apple Music or Spotify, even YouTube Music, all the music is played in frequency 440 hertz. And 440 hertz is a damaging frequency. It is a negative frequency. You can there's a clip of Kanye West talking about this, and many people have talked about this before. But 440 hertz is a frequency that keeps you down, it keeps you weak. But there are other frequencies that heal you, that heal the body, that heal the mind, that heal your chakras. I'm gonna put up the chakra chart um, of the different frequencies that can help with chakra healing. For the root chakra, 396 hertz is a good one, and I'm going to post a video. It's an hour long, but it has the root chakra frequency. It has nature sounds with it. It has affirmations and subliminals with it, and these are all going to help you with root chakra healing. And what we're going to get to next is the subliminals. That's a part of that video as well. But I want you to listen to those frequencies. Watch the full video every day. Within a week or two, you will see a difference. If you watch that hour long video, just play it in the background. You can watch the animation or not, but just play the frequency in the background. It's best to use headphones or a loudspeaker so that that frequency really gets ingrained into you. Um, the next thing I want to talk about mantras. You can look up mantras on YouTube, but basically mantras usually are like a song or a phrase. A lot of the times they're in Sanskrit, but you can have English mantras. You can have mantras of any language, but a lot of the times they're in Sanskrit because that's more of like a Hindu thing, is the mantras. So look up mantras, root chakra mantras, um, different things like that. You can also find mantras with a corresponding deity that is related to things like strength and finances and balance, stability, groundedness, things of that nature, and find a mantra that corresponds to that. You can listen to the mantra, you can sing along with it, but it's just important that cycles through your brain and over time impacts you. A thing I want to go back to as far as nature is connecting to animals, connecting to plants and animals. So one thing you can do to help balance your root chakra is getting a pet. Me personally, I have a dog, and I feel like pets really can help you connect deeper with the earth. Pets, although animals are there, well, as far as we can tell, they are not as spiritually minded as us. They're more connected. They're more in their animalistic nature. They're more into their body. But animals can really help you connect deeper with the earth. It can help you give that sense of groundedness. Like your animals, they're not thinking of the future really. They're thinking about right now. That's why they struggle to listen, to focus. They struggle to learn. They're not as intelligent beings as we are because they can't. They're only in the present moment. But for us, we're too much into the future. We're too much into thought that we need them to balance us out. So if you have a pet, spending time around that pet. If you don't have a pet, getting a pet or just visiting like a zoo or something of that nature can help you connect more with the earth and with your human your human nature, your animalistic side. Because as humans, this human body that we're in, humans are animals too, just a different species. We're mammals though. And another thing you can do is get plants. Now me personally, I might have some root chakra healing to do as well in that area because I tend to not be able to care for my plants. um I've had multiple plants die on me. So that's something that I'm going to be working on this year is being able to maintain a plant, being able to consistently water it, because I feel like that shows your ability to stay in the present moment. And also plants are conscious, so certain plants can impact you in positive ways, and I'm gonna make a video on that too because plants have a frequency, they have their own consciousness, and consuming plants and being around plants, taking care of those plants can affect you in positive ways as well, and they can heal your root chakra. So the next thing I want to talk about is affirmations and subliminals. So affirmations are like a mantra in a sense where they're a phrase or a statement, and you want to use positive affirmations to impact your mind, your subconscious mind. So positive affirmations, you want to have a specific goal and intention with your affirmations. It's best to come up with your own affirmations. Those are going to give you the best results, or someone else's affirmations that they wrote, but they have to apply to you. Those affirmations have to trigger an emotional response because your subconscious mind is dictated by emotional responses. It's dictated by trauma and the things that imprint onto it. So when you're coming up with your affirmations or you're using other affirmations, keep in mind that they must be emotionally stimulating. You can't just use dry affirmations. They won't be as effective. With affirmations, you want to say them in the morning, repeat them to yourself, say them in the mirror, that's good. Um, just repeat them to yourself, and every time that that area of intention comes up in your life, let's say you have an affirmation against fear, you say, I am fearless, I am strong, I am powerful. Every time your fear comes up, when you see a spider, you're up in a high place, and anytime your fear, your phobia comes up, you repeat that affirmation to yourself, and there's going to be a certain level of power to that affirmation if you've been continuously repeating that to yourself every day. So whenever that area of life comes up, that area of concern comes up, I want you to repeat that affirmation again. So as well as affirmations, you can have your affirmations as subliminal messages. So subliminal messages are basically messages that you play, and they're just below your hearing level, or you can play them loud enough, but just don't focus on them, and they'll slowly enter your subconscious mind. But the best way to do subliminals is to have them quiet enough or sorry, the video cut out again. But you want your subliminals to be quiet enough under a song or a frequency, something to that nature, so that you don't hear them with your conscious mind, because your conscious mind may reject your subliminals, and the intent behind them will not get through if your conscious mind is present in rejecting the energy you put into the subliminals. So the way that I do my subliminals, I put them under a frequency. I use theta frequency while I'm asleep. I write and I create and speak out my subliminals myself, and I speed them up because your subconscious mind can hear a lot faster than your conscious mind can. So I speed it up at least like 5 or 6 times faster than my talking voice, and I put them under the frequency. I usually put like rain sounds or in theta frequency together, and I put the subliminals there. Um, you can also put frequencies that correspond to the intention behind the subliminals, like I did with the Root Chakra healing video. So in the description of the Root Chakra healing video, it tells you exactly what the affirmations are. You can repeat the affirmations as you listen in the morning or at night, whenever you have the chance to repeat those affirmations to yourself. And you can listen to the subliminals behind the frequency in the nature sounds. Those will impact you over time. And just like the frequencies, I say about a week or two, you will notice differences. When the next time a fear comes up for you, you'll hear that statement, that affirmation in your head before you even say it, before you even think it. Your first response to fear will be, I am fearless, I am powerful, I am strong, because that affirmation, that subliminal, is ingrained into your head now, and that's the first thought that comes up. Your subconscious mind makes up a lot more than your conscious mind does. Your subconscious mind is what keeps your heart beating without your conscious thought, what keeps you breathing. You ever try to breathe on command? Ever try to manual breathe? And if you had to consciously manually breathe at all times, you would die. But your subconscious mind takes over those automatic processes in your body. And just alike, it takes up those automatic thought processes in your body, in your mind. So certain it's important that you imprint the things that you want onto the subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is already controlling you. It is already controlling the majority of your life, so you might as well put it under your control and direct it into the direction that you desire. So that's why the subliminals in the subconscious mind is important. The next thing I want to talk about is mudras and yoga. So I'll admit that I'm not super practiced into yoga. I do stretch from time to time, but I'm not super into yoga. But I know that yoga helps you connect with your mind and body and helps with grounding. Something that I do frequently practice is mudras, and mudras is just yoga of the hands. So mudras, I'll explain it from a scientific perspective as well. But your hands are connected to many different energy points, many different many different parts of your brain, basically. So when you connect different parts of your hand and you intently focus on different parts of your hand, your fingers, things of that nature, it rewires your brain to direct energy in that way. So your fingers are connected to the different elements of the earth, the different elements of your body. I'm gonna make a video on the elements because that goes a lot deeper. But basically, when you connect your hands in different ways, it impacts your thought process, your energy in your body. So a hand mudra that I can show you guys just off the top of my head is this mudra. So basically, you connect your hands like so. You want to connect your hands at the thumbs. I'll put up a picture of this mudra, and basically you want to hold this mudra for a few minutes at a time and focus your intention on your root chakra, healing your root chakra. Focus on strength and vitality, being fearless, and focus on that energy, and you'll feel your body. You'll feel it pretty quickly, how it affects your body. Hand mudras is an ancient practice. I'm gonna make a video on that separately because that goes deep. Everything I'm talking about in this video goes very deep. I'm just giving you guys a baseline understanding of each of these practices and how they can impact you. So I think I want to say that that is the end of the video. I've gotten through all the practices that I personally know and do to impact my root chakra. Thank you for watching. This is Ascension with Nas. Check my channel for videos, in-depth videos on each chakra, on each of these practices, meditation, the frequencies, all of those practices. I'm gonna make an in-depth video on each of those. Um, this is Ascension with Nas. Amatara Sahasra Simatseshaya.